morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 970. Happy Tuesday. What a Monday. How about the Cubs? I see Steve is here. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Don't forget, it is Tuesday. It's not Monday. I've forgot multiple times already. Huge win for the Cubs yesterday. 5-0 over the Giants. Justin Steele with a single game personal high 12 strikeouts. He is now, I believe one of the books I saw was Steele is now like has the second best odds to win the National League Cy Young. So I think it's right now it's between him and Strider of the Braves, maybe. And then Blake Snell is up there in the race for the Cy Young as well. So huge win. Huge loss for the Brewers. Sal Dougie's in the house. So the Cubs are now just 2.5 behind the Brewers in the National League Central. Firm grasp on the second wild card spot. Here we are on September 5th. Love it. Love it. Love it. I actually went through yesterday's one, and I've been, and I've talked about this as I approach 1 million Cubs. It's like, do I need 500 copies of Justin Steele's first Bowman card? If there's a hot market for it, I should probably let it go. I've done it. I did it for Matt Mervis when he was on fire when Bowman came out. Seems like ages ago. It was just a few months ago. That's the problem of my current situation with not being organized. So I have all of my Cubs in boxes. I know where they're at. But when you have 986,000 of them and they're not organized, it becomes a little difficult. Now, some of them are there's an Ernie Banks box. There's a Ron Santo box. I'm going to see Sean Dunston this week. I even have a Sean Dunston box. But when some of these guys come out of nowhere, get hot, I have to dig. And I know because Justin Steele's first Bowman was 2014. Then he had the auto in 2015. I know that I have a bunch. In fact, when I was in the process of moving, I just happened to look through a box and I found a 1-of-1 printing plate, first Bowman Justin Steele. I'm not selling that one though. I could get probably a couple $100 for it. I probably paid $5 or $10 for it. It's mine. But if I have a couple first Bowman Chrome autos, I'll put them up on eBay. I had a duplicate baseball that I had signed in person. Put it on eBay. Sold. Actually had pretty good success with my baseballs. I think I listed 6 and I've sold 3. I sold the Justin Steele, the Bill Madlock, and the Daisuke Matsuzaka. Who do I have left? And those were probably the 3 of the better ones that I listed. But I have a whole tub of extras. I think I still have a Nelson Velasquez baseball. I thought that would have sold. But it's kind of I think it's a game-used ball. So it's kind of dirty. But anyway, so last night, I was super productive today. It was a bittersweet day. I'm going to go into some not so fun news that I learned. But it was a very, very productive day. I ended up listing almost 1,000 cards to eBay, shipped out almost 200. I have 300 as I went live. I have 305 items to ship. That's transactions, not just cards. It's going to be another busy day, and I got to mow tonight. By the way, I listed 300 basketball cards this morning before I even went live, starting off to be Productive Tuesday. So check it out. If you're looking for basketball cards, I don't add much basketball. So I decided I've got this basketball. I might as well be a little diverse in my eBay store. So if you're in the basketball card market, I've got, everything from 1978 Topps Darryl Dawkins. There's actually a stack of 78 tops that I listed, all the way to Panini Prism, Ja Morant, Prism draft picks, Steph Curry, a bunch of Giannis, a couple Shaqs. So if you're in in all $1.75, I think there was a couple cards that I marked at $2.50 because they were like color prisms. But for the most part, 99% of the basketball I listed this morning, $1.75 free shipping. Buy 7 or more, get 25% off at checkout. Check out my eBay store, 99centcards.com, and the link is also in the description. So Justin Steele. So very productive day yesterday. Justin Steele, awesome. He's on my fantasy team because I've said since the preseason, since spring training, Justin Steele is going to be a favorite for the National League Cy Young. He's a stud. I should have put my money where my mouth is and started pulling all of my Justin Steele cards. But at that time, it's like, I'm not selling any of my Cubs cards. And now it's like, I don't need all these duplicates because I can sell all of them and turn them in to a card I need. In fact, what I should probably do is sell a bunch of my Justin Steele extras, put that money on the side for the Cap Anson that I want to buy for my millionth card. So last night, I think I finally went upstairs at like 8 last night, and I'm sitting in the recliner. My wife is beginning to become a couch person. She was a recliner person at our old house. Now she's on the couch. I want my couch back. But it's good because it's like motivating me to just keep listing and shipping and listing instead of couching it and watching Netflix. So I went upstairs. I think she was watching Succession, which I never really got into that. So I'm in the recliner. One of my buddies sends me a message, and he's got 3. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my left. Usually my phone is in my right pocket. For some reason, I put it in my left pocket because usually my wallet's in my left pocket, but I don't have my wallet in anyway. My buddy texted me last night. He's like, hey, what are these worth? And he's got 3 in-person autographs, Justin Steele, on first Bowman Chromes. And at first glance, I didn't look closely. And he's like, what do you think these are worth? So I looked it up in the first Chrome certified autos right now. We're selling for $50-$60 in that vicinity, $50 to $60 after yesterday's outing. And I'm like, probably in the $40 range for in-person. And I'm like, the certified are going for 50 to 60. You might be able to get 40. That's probably your top. And he's like, really? I saw some going for 300. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, they're numbered out of 10. And I'm like, oh, well, that might give it a little premium because the card itself is going to be worth a lot more. But I can't find I looked up what the number of 10 was. And I'm not sure what refractor that is. But he showed me the back of the card and they're numbered out of 10. James wants to know what year's Justin Steele. So he's 2014 and 2015. So he's in the sets that are long gone. Like, that's why I'm having so much difficulty finding them, because I was acquiring these, and these were like dollar bin cards. Actually, his paper and his chrome would have been like in bulk boxes, not even in quarter boxes. He was never a big prospect until, and he might have been. I can't remember. I'd have to look at some previous. I wonder. Let's go to MLB Pipeline's easiest. I have a subscription to Baseball America, but it's hard to find old prospect list, even with the subscription. MLB Pipeline, top prospects. So that's the reason I like using MLB Pipeline. And you know what? They're prospect lists. None of them are more accurate than the next. They're all wrong. Just go back and look through history. They're all freaking wrong. It seems like they just copy each other's and move names around. Anyway, okay, Cubs. So we want to go how far back? Oh shit, we can go all the way back to 2011. So let's see, 2014. I doubt he was 2014. They did a top 20. 2015. So Justin Steele in 2014 was not in the top 20. 2015, he was the 17th ranked prospect. Pitchers ahead of him. Here are the pitchers that were ranked ahead of Justin Steele in the Cubs organization in 2015. Carl Edwards Jr., Dwayne Underwood, Pierce Johnson, Jen-Ho Tseng, Jake Stinnett, and Carson Sands. Those were the pitchers ranked ahead of Justin Steele in the prospect Cubs rankings 2015. So he was 17 in 2015. This is why prospect rankings mean nothing. He actually, he stayed at 17 in 2016. Pitchers ranked ahead of Justin Steele in the Cubs organization in 2016. Dwayne Underwood, Dylan Cease. Okay, we got that one right. Oscar De La Cruz, Pierce Johnson, Brian Hudson, Carl Edwards Jr. Didn't we already say him? Oh, we said Dwayne Underwood Jr. Carl Edwards Jr. right ahead of Justin Steele in 2016. 2017. Justin Steele. Where's Justin Steele? Looks like he didn't even make the list in 2017. Not even a prospect in 2017. 2018. And that's not because he was in the major leagues either. Oh, back on the list. So maybe he was injured in 2017. 2018. He's number 16 in the system. Pitchers ranked ahead of Justin Steele in the 2018 Cubs organization. Adbert Alzolay, who's now the closer. Oscar De La Cruz. Jose Albertos. Alex Lang, another closer. Brendan Little. Thomas Hatch. Jen-Ho Tseng. And Dylan Maples. Pitchers ranked ahead of Justin Steele. That was in 2018. Okay, we're going to do one more year. 2019 is, he moved into the top 10 in 2019. He was the number 8 ranked pitcher. Only 2 pitchers ranked ahead of him, Braylon Marquez and Adbert Alzolay. So there you go. Oh, wait. Okay, he was ahead of Corey Abbott and Keegan Thompson. Okay, so that's enough of Justin Steele talk. So I did, I'm like, okay, I've got to find some of my Justin Steele cards. If I found a printing plate, 1 of 1, what else do I have? I did at a card show at the Rockford card show back in January or February. I bought 3 Justin Steele First Chrome autos. I think I paid $40, and I got a refractor out of $4.99, a purple out of $250, and a blue of $150. Those 3 for $40. So that was a good buy. Let's see. So I came downstairs. I'm like, I gotta find, and I went through boxes and boxes and boxes. I found a lot of fun stuff. There's the caveat to not being organized or sorted. You forget you have things, and then you find things, and it's like a mail day. It's like a mail, but a surprise mail day. So I found one box with I found 12 First Bowman papers and a refractor, a chrome refractor. I know I have hundreds of Justin Steele First Bowman papers because they would have been dumped in 2016 and 2017, 2018, in these big trades that I would do. So, and I know because I've got some of the names we just mentioned, Jake Stinnett, Carson Sands. I need to get them all sorted and organized and I bet I have the largest Carson Sands collection in the world. Carson Sands. Let's look up a trading card database. Who has the largest Carson Sands collection on trading. There's only 285, and I feel like I have 285 Carson Sands cards. Let's see. Collection summary, card rankings. Oh, wait. Oh, do I have to log in? Go look at the rankings. Okay. Let's go back. Find Carson Sands. Collection summary. Ranking among other members. So King of Cubs is number 1 on the Carson Sands. He has 15 unique cards listed on Trading Card Database. I have significant. I would have like 200. There's 285. I'm certain I have at least 50% of his, because there's a lot of one-of-ones, and look, he's got leaf cards. So, and I have a lot of those, but I don't have like every single serial number. So yeah, there's a lot of one-of-ones and all that. So I bet I have 150 unique. That's almost, yeah, that's over 50%. I probably have 140 to 150 unique Carson Sands. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Let's go to the chat. Good morning, David. What's happening? Steve's in the house. Happy Tuesday. It is fall. It is now fall. My wife said last night, she goes, today's the first day of fall. I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, it's not, but it's Labor Day. And I'm like, that's not fall. And then she's like, oh yeah, it's September 22nd. I'm like, yeah, or 21st, whatever the actual autumnal equinox is. So we've still got officially a couple more weeks of summer, but we can just concede summer is over, even though it's going to be like 95 again today. Red Light 34, what's up? Good morning. Fourth. Dan was the fourth in the chat, I think. Angel Baby Cards, good morning, West Coaster. Sal Dougie's in the house, good morning to you. Red Light says, list some more rows and bench cards. Do I have? I think I listed almost 1,000 cards yesterday, another 300 today. Now I've got to ship. Did I list? Because I feel like I listed a whole bunch here recently, because I think in the table purchase I got at the National, I think that had a lot of rows and bench in there. A lot of Schmidt, a lot of Maddox, Nolan Ryan. So I'll go through, see what else I have. Sal Dougie, there you have it. From a Brewers fan, Steele deserves the National League Cy Young. He's been so underrated. Like, you don't even hear him in conversation. It's like Spencer Strider, Blake Snell, Spencer Strider, Blake Snell. And there was a couple, up until recently, there was a couple other pitchers that were in the conversation. And Justin Steele was part of the conversation, but like, not even, like, up until recent, he was like in the Vegas odds, he was like 6. He was like, sixth favored to win the National League Cy Young. Now he's like second favored. But it took a while. Yesterday's start really propelled him up. Ed, what's happening? Good morning. First time able to listen live in a while. Welcome back. Good to have you. Red Light says, I got 2 of them. Oh, the baseballs. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Harlan in the house. Good morning. We've got Steve Ains comedy here. What's happening? George says, good morning. And fall my ass, still heat indices over 90 daily and will continue for the next 2 weeks. At least according to the forecast, should be like 80 now. I think today's our last hot day. Another nice day. Yes, I didn't enjoy it. Today I'll enjoy it by mowing the yard. Today 90. Tomorrow 77 and rain. So I'm going to get in. And our freaking grass is, well, I've been running the water. So it's growing like, there's a lot of weeds. It's growing like a weed. There is a lot of weeds in there still. Good morning, Hall of Fame card collector. We are doing well. Joe Trotto, what's up? Can you update quantity on Car Dealer Pro or only on the export spreadsheet? Can anybody help Joe with this? I don't work out of the website. I work on the spreadsheet. So I would assume there is a way. Is it spreadsheet view? I think, Ed, do you work out of the spreadsheet view? There's got to be a way. Let's see. How do you add? I'm sure you can add columns, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm sure somebody in the chat does. So if anyone can help Joe with that question, updating quantity on Car Dealer Pro, I just checked the spreadsheet view on the Car Dealer Pro website, and it appears it's not a default column, but I'm sure it's a column you can add, but I don't know how or where you would do that. Donald Davis, good morning. What's up? I ran into a Mark Twitchell in Macomb. Yes. I purchased a Bo Jackson lot from him. We had a nice chat about cards and card shows and hope one day we have a card show in Macomb. Absolutely. Mark Twitchell, shout out to my buddy Mark. I know he listens on replay. That's awesome. Yeah, Mark's a great dude. I've known Mark for a long time. We worked at the radio station together. Mark Marinello, good morning. Steele sure is impressive. Absolutely. Justin Steele reminds me of Jacob deGrom when he was a rookie with the Mets. I bought deGrom rookies for $2 a pop. Yeah. And by the way, you can still get, like I was looking at Justin Steele first Bowman's because I found those paper. I'm like, I'm going to list these. I was hoping they'd go for like $5. They're not. I think you could probably get $250 for them. So for me, I'm going to keep at $250. And this is what I always say, like, would I buy it for that? And if the answer is no, then I'm going to sell. Now, I'm not saying I would go to a card show and if there's a Justin Steele in front of me, I'm going to pay it $2.50 for it because I have 500 of them. But is it a price that I want to sell it for? It's like, not really. And that's sometimes we have to understand when we're on eBay. Well, the comp is this, and he's overpriced, and it's like maybe he doesn't want to sell. Like my Dylan Cease story is my famous Dylan Cease story. My gold refractor auto. I think I paid $30 for it. Comps were like $100 later on, like a year or two later, and I had mine listed for $250 because I didn't want to sell it. But if I got close to $200, I think 215 was kind of, and I sold it for $215. I think it eventually sold for my price. So just because somebody has something listed for sale doesn't mean they want to sell it or have to sell it. And that's kind of how I am with some of my Cubs stuff. It's like, I'm not going to sell it for less than X amount. And the Justin Steele first Bowman papers, if they hit $5, I'll list them. But until then, I'll just keep them. Uncle Rich says, not yet fall here in Texas, a high of 107 on Friday. And with that, a good morning to you. Our like percent is under the Mendoza line. Yes, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Michael Renicky, what's up? Good morning. Oh, and we had a food talk episode the other day, so sub for great information about what to do when grilling steaks. Volume-wise, you're probably up there on quite a few guys. Probably in Cubs counts. Absolutely. Good morning, Search and Rescue Cards. Hope you are doing well. Also, I don't think we are welcoming fall here for a while, but I was ready to welcome it a month or two ago. Good morning, Kyle. What's happening? Just another day I can stay inside. Give me a foot of snow. Oh, my God. Go to Alaska. No to snow. No to snow. I'm going to go out and mow my lawn. We had a conversation. Our friends were over, and one of the wives said, talking about the yard, and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought, or like just looking at it doesn't appear to be as big as what it is until you actually start mowing. They're like, well, at least you don't have to like walk it. And I'm like, yes, I do. I totally push more, but it's good for me because I sit in my basement looking at baseball cards all day. So I need to get out of the house and do a little walk, push mowing. But I'm like, snow blowing's another thing. And my wife, like, oh, you're snow blowing. And I'm like, wait, you said next year we could hire somebody to mow the lawn. And I said, no, I'll mow the lawn. And now you're saying I have to go out and shovel the snow blow? She's like, well, maybe next year we can. How about I just keep mowing and we hire a snowblower this year? That's going to be a bitch. So I don't want a foot of snow. Zach Gallen. Yeah, he's another name that's in the Cy Young conversation. Good morning, Christian. Thanks for the shout out to my daughter on Saturday. She was on the couch and heard you say her name. Totally got a rise. Very cool. Very cool. Big Harv's in the house. What's happening? Good morning and go Duke. Hey, I added some Duke cards. Basketball, not football. Duke basketball cards. I didn't realize Jason Tatum went to Duke. See, that's when I'm going through these Panini Prism draft picks. It's like, oh, I didn't realize he went there. But how about Duke last night in college football? Beating Clemson. Like, not just beating them, but beat them by what? 3 touchdowns? I'm getting ready to my next batch of cards to upload. And I sold quite a few Bowman U football cards this weekend. So I've got some, maybe 100 or so. And Cade Klubnik is one of them. And I'm like, oh, Clemson. And then I was watching SportsCenter this morning. It's like, oh, shit. I guess that's not going to sell, at least this week. Let's see. Red Light 34, you did, and I got them all in 2 of the auto baseballs. Thank you. Thank you. Jay Barber, what's up? Good morning. Selling all of my sports cards and going full-time non-sports cards. So not like non-sports cards as in like Star Wars and movie cards and music cards, or just like non-cards. I guess if it was non-cards, you would say non-cards. Good morning, Cooter. He's back from the Pacific time zone. Welcome back. Ed says, never tried to do quantity listings in Cart Dealer Pro. I don't think he means I don't know if we're on the same page. So I think he means like if you have a Daryl Dawkins, he wants like if he puts 5, like I've got 5 of these, so I'm going to put quantity of 5, not the variation listing. I don't know if that's what you mean. Flawed Thinker says, forgot I had Justin Steele on my fantasy team. Got me 34 points. How can you forget? We're in the playoffs. In my fantasy, I am the 4 seed. And so ties, and we have a lot of ties in our league. I think we had one of our league members had like 4 ties this year. So I am in the fantasy playoffs as the number 4 seed. And I got 3rd in my division. So 12-team league, 2 divisions. I got 3rd in my league, 4th overall regular season. So I'm the number 4 seed, taking on my buddy Jay, the number 5 seed. So we get money for, if you win your division, you get your money back. And then 3rd place gets some money. And then 1st place. I would assume 2nd place. Yeah, 2nd place has to get money. If 3rd place is getting money, 2nd place has to get money. Let's see. Good morning. Hail Mary hits. What's up? Victor, good morning to you. Must have caught a bug at the show on Sunday. Not feeling good. Oh, that sucks. That's kind of how you wake up Tuesday after a Saturday or Sunday show. Ugh. Hopefully you're feeling better. Max says, I just don't understand the mentality of liking being outside and sitting there in your own sweat. Yuck. Did I do it yesterday? I was outside for a little bit. I took a break and went outside and just sat in the sun. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Summers may be brutal in the South, but shoveling frozen water sounds like a terrible time. It is. It is. It's exactly how it sounds. Awful. Carlo does vintage. Good morning. Justin Steele, frickin' stud. Search and rescue cards. Pitchers don't get much respect in the hobby today. Great rookie pitcher cards are way too cheap. I agree. we've seen some, it does turn. And here's the thing about pitchers. Pitchers don't get a lot of love in the hobby, but you can make a lot of money if you're in that prospecting game on pitchers, because most people don't want pitchers because they're not hobby darlings. So you can get them really cheap. And so your buy-in say, oh, you can get this for $5. And if he even has like a couple decent starts, it might sell for 20, 25. And it's just small victories. I know everybody wants to hit a home run and spend $100 on a name your prospect and get 1,000 down the road, but it's not very often that happens. So, and also it's, you have to be liquid with it. You can't just hold and wait. Cause like Dylan Cease is a great example. I was buying his first chrome refractor autos for like $5 a pop back in 2015, 2016. And when they got to, a bigger number, when I could sell a refractor auto for 50 or 60, boom, sold. And I bet they are not up there anymore. And this would have been pre-COVID. So the COVID boom doesn't. Hey, I sold some basketball cards already that I just listed. Looks like one. Anthony Edwards sold. And I got an offer on something. What was I looking up? Dylan Cease, 2014 Chrome Auto. Let's see. Go to sold. I saw one list. A base was listed for 30, but that's just a listing price. So it looks like his base are going for about 20, and I think I sold a couple for about $40. And I think I was getting about 60 for a refractor, and this was 2019, probably 2020. $20-$30 for the base. There's 25. So yeah, 20 there, that one sold for 35. 25. Yeah, 25. I think I have a few more left. Max talking to the card hobbyist. I would rather shovel frozen water any day than deal with the slow pace and heat of the South. Was down there for a wedding for a week. Never again. I'll send a card next time. Oh man, I love it. Bring it on. Bring on the heat. Nobody buys pitchers. They should all go into the dollar boxes. Yes. I'm sorry. Put them in your dollar boxes and I'll buy them. I'm now 18-3 in fantasy with a 16 win streak. Damn. Good morning. Dan's in the house. Happy Tuesday. What's up, Herman? Good morning to you. So I was very productive yesterday. Now for like the bad. This is like, unfortunate. So I received a few text messages around lunchtime, getting ready to take Biscuit for a walk. And it's a mugshot. Oh, fuck. It's a mugshot of my best friend in grade school, junior high, into high school. And then we kind of lost touch. And I haven't seen him in about 15 years. We kind of went different paths. And he's been in a lot of trouble. He's had a lot of issues, mental health, alcoholism, addiction. And he's gone downhill, and he's over the last 5-10 years, he's made some efforts to better his life, but that addiction has pulled him back. And Hog Days is a big celebration in Kewanee, Illinois, hog capital of the world. A lot of fun, but there's always a lot of trouble that happens as well, because there's a lot of alcohol. Hog Days is like one of those, it's like any festival. It's good at like every age. I remember Hog Days because it was like the festival that we went to. As a kid, you go to the parade, you get candy, you go get some cotton candy, ride the Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl and the bumper cars, corn dog and an elephant ear. And And then you grow up, you get to be a teenager, and then you're out with your friends just running around. I don't even know what the hell we did. Chasing girls when you're in junior high and high school. Then you turn 21 and it's party time. So adults love it, kids love it. Hog days. So apparently my friend has been drinking again and chose to, he doesn't have a driver's license, but he chose to drive. And then he chose to try to break into a business, got caught, and then he made the decision to start punching the police officer. He was tased, arrested, charged with a couple felonies, I think like 3 felonies among all the activities he did. And it's not surprising. Unfortunately, it's not surprising. And I battled this all day, like my thought process. Like, what do you think should happen? And it's just, I think that's just natural that we think like that. You know, what's best? And then, of course, you know, it's posted on Facebook and you've got people that don't know the situation, people that do know the situation, but offering their, you know, and it's just like, and I was reading through the comments and it's just like, it's hard not to, it's hard to refrain. And I fortunately, I was able to refrain from offering my peace of mind because throughout the day, I had differing thoughts because it really hit me. Because it's Labor Day. It was a nice day. It's hog days. And it took me back. Because 30 years ago, him and I were inseparable. We were best friends. Our teachers got us mixed up. We were together all the time. And we would go to hog day. Our parents would take us to hog days. And we would eat cotton candy as kids, chase girls in high school, go to the bar when we were 21. And, but I'm not surprised that he got into trouble again. And it's one of those things where, and I was talking to my mom about it because he has had a rough life, but hey, we all have in some way or another. He lost his mom when we were probably 20, I think. 5-6 years later, his dad died of cancer. And his mom's passing really took a toll on him. And then his dad's passing just kind of pushed him over the edge. And he's had a support system of family and friends. But he's ignored it. And he's had people come into his life to help him try to beat the addiction. And he has temporarily. And then he goes back to it because that addiction's a terrible disease and it's hard to beat. It's hard to overcome. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't think any of us do. But he's proven time and time again, he's a menace to society. And he has proven time and time again that he is not capable of living a clean life, at least in his 42, 43 years, which is unfortunate. And, you know, I read comments. Well, he hasn't had a support system, which is wrong, which is not true. He has. He's chosen to defy them at times and continues to cause trouble and break the law. And he's very destructive and he's going to end up killing somebody. If he's on the streets and he doesn't overcome this addiction, he's got a long road ahead of him. It was just, it really was a gut punch because it took me, like, it happened at Hog Day. I think it's because it happened at Hog Days and it just takes me back to 1993. And our parents are driving us to Hog Days and we're eating elephant ears and corn dogs and going home to watch The Simpsons and trade baseball cards. and his life just took a turn. So that was maybe, and you know, and I think about, you know, maybe that's why I was so productive yesterday. And it sounds funny, and maybe it doesn't sound funny, but it's just, was I productive just trying to not think of that? Because if I was just sitting outside sweating, and it was Labor Day, it was a hot day, and that story, reading that, you know, it's like, I'll go have a few beers on the deck, and it just like, no, I don't want to do that. It really hit. It really hit. And it's kind of like the movie Stand By Me. And the older I get, the more that movie and the story it tells really, you know, hits close to home. So that, my friends, was a very depressing story, but I feel I needed to get it off my chest. And if you're new here, you're like, well, that was depressing. This story sucks. Why are you sharing it? Because this is my outlet, especially now that I don't have coworkers. I sit in a basement. And this is how this video series started. And if you go back to the early days, I say, I don't want to do a podcast. I don't want to talk about the Leaf CEO. And although I did think, I'm sure I touched on it, the card porn shit that's going on, which, by the way, I haven't even talked about this yet. Maybe we'll dive into this. We're only 42 minutes in. We need to kind of, although that's not a happy story either. But I think the card porn thing is going to unravel, and you might be shocked. Hell, I might be shocked. I have some, and I'm certainly not going to share them because it's, for me, it's speculation. But I have a feeling that there's a lot of people involved. Not a lot, but I think there's a few people involved with this card porn stuff and shadiness. I think it runs deep. And I think it's going to eventually unravel. And many people are going to be shocked at that's just my speculation. And I'm not even going to share my thoughts privately. I'm just going to keep it to myself. Because I could be wrong. It's speculate. I could be wrong. But I started this video series as a form of not therapy, but just, it was during the pandemic and I was working from home. And I bought this microphone because I think I bought it to do a podcast back several years ago. And then it just sat because I didn't want to do a podcast. And I still didn't and still don't want to do a podcast. So I kind of like tailored it as a video diary journal, which is exactly like the story I just told. Yeah, it's depressing, but sometimes life is depressing, and that's evolution and how we evolve. And it's not all unicorns and rainbows. There's dark clouds on our journeys. So I try not to be a Pollyanna, but I also don't want to be a doom and gloomer either. I don't want to come on every morning and be like, oh, guess what happened to me? Woe is me. Life is hard. But sometimes life is hard, and you gotta roll with the punches, right? So, dorky anglers in the house, what's happening? We're gonna shift gears. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Kyle, good morning. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and your buddy. We all need to share these stories in order for the stigma around mental health to end. Nailed it. And I grew up in a very small town with very conservative views, and men didn't share their feelings. Well, we need your man card back. Men don't cry. Men don't have anxiety. Bullshit. And the stigma is if you share your feelings as a man, that's not manly. Well, you know what's not manly? Hiding it and not doing anything about it. It's a lot stronger to seek help. And finally, we're starting to realize that as a society. And it's great when professional athletes and celebrities share their mental health struggles. So common people see it's not just me, it's not just you, it affects everyone. And it affects the big, strong. Kevin Love came out and talked about his social anxiety. And it's important for us to share because we all have problems. Every single one of us has an issue. Could be addiction, could be anxiety, mental health. And it's important to ask for help and seek help. Uncle Rich says episode number 8 popped into my both my and Cooter's YouTube feed at separate times. That was pretty wild. If you want to listen to Early Bo, I would recommend that to see where he was and where he is now. Thank you, Uncle Rich. It's I went back when Uncle Rich saw episode number 8. I went to watch and I just wanted to see what was it like in those early days. And I seemed very uncomfortable. Even though I have a background in radio, I didn't know what I was doing because I was just like turning the microphone on, turning the camera on, and hey, let's talk. And you evolve. You go from being uncomfortable, not knowing what to talk, to all of a sudden, let's just share everything. So yeah, go back and see how uncomfortable I looked. Thank you for sharing your friend's story. It's all part of the life and hobby evolution. Yeah. And I guess and the thing was with my friend, he like, that was like part of the like we were baseball card collecting fiends. Unfortunately, he was a Cardinals fan, but it was good for us because when we opened packs of baseball cards, he got my Cardinals and I got his Cubs. And that's I don't want these ugly Cardinals cards. So I gave them to him. He gave me his Cubs cards. He also had like the largest collection of like the Broder like the Bo Jackson. He loved the Bart Simpson cards, the Bart Simpson, Bo Jackson cards, and those Broders, which technically they're not Broders. They've just Broder has just kind of been adopted as the term, kind of like Kleenex. And a generic hanky is not a Kleenex. Kleenex is the brand, but we just say, do you have any Kleenex? Well, it's not technically Kleenex. That's kind of like Broder cards. It's not officially a Broder card unless it's a photo taken by, I think his name's Rob Broder. Which, by the way, the actual Broder cards sell for a few bucks on eBay. TTM Bob, what's up? I'm a little bit older than you, but I'm going through the same exact thing. My lifelong friend is in jail as we speak. He's battled alcohol and criminal issues since high school. It's sad, man. It's sad. And hopefully your friend gets help. My friend gets help. It just sucks, man. Todd, good morning. Sorry to hear about your friend. Always tough to see a buddy struggling. Maybe this is rock bottom. He can get some help. Thanks for sharing. Hopefully. Paul Heath, good morning. What's up? Dan is in the house. Just looking at their stats now. Strider should not be considered with that full run higher than Steele ERA. I didn't realize it was somebody had posted on Twitter yesterday, and I don't know if it was before or after Steele's start yesterday. National League Cy Young odds. Covers.com. What do they have? Oh, this was updated last week. So this was before the start Sunday for Justin Steele. So this one was 2, 3, 4. This one had Steele as the 5th highest odds to win the Cy Young. Blake Snell was the favorite. This is covers.com from a week ago. Blake Snell, Spencer Strider was the second odds-on favorite, followed by Zach Gallen and Logan Webb. Now, Logan Webb got beat by the Cubs yesterday, gave up, I think, 5 runs or maybe 3 runs. And then Justin Steele, and then Corbin Burns, Zach Wheeler, Clayton Kershaw toward the bottom. Bottom of this list. I thought I saw a new odd come out. I don't know who. I don't even know what. I haven't done any sports betting in a long time, so I don't know. But I thought I saw one of the books that updated their numbers last night. Mark says, I think his hobby evolution is my card family, even those who are Yankees fans. Love it. Flipping sports guy. Society only accepts men showing emotion when it's rage. Men are supposed to be tough and get angry, not emotional. And that's unfortunate. Needs to change. We have a homelessness issue here like any other city, and it's painful to see them struggle with mental health and addiction problems. Absolutely. Angel Baby Cards just finished top loading. Nope. From experience. When men break form and begin to look weak in front of women, so sorry, but you're on the fast track to a breakup. It's instinctual. I would love someone to find Broder and get him on a podcast. I think if anybody knows Rob Broder, it's got to be Uncle Rich Klein. Rob Broder. Robert Broder. I wonder if this is his son. Because I think he had a son that was also. So this is the baseball card blog. Can someone dox Rob and Ed Broder? That's awesome. Yeah, there were so many back in the day. Let's see. Steve says you pray for those people that struggle. Max says tough situation for sure. Unfortunately, if he doesn't want to help himself, it'll just continue. And that's my fear. Because he's proven time and time again that he doesn't want help. I was optimistic like that back in 2006 to 2008, but when a tough moment and bawled in front of my wife, before I knew it, she went out and replaced me. Well, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Dan says saw a graphic, not sure when it's from. There was on Twitter, there's been some stuff going around. Let's see. A graphic. That's got to be. Here we go. Let's share. Present. Share screen. Cy Young. Okay, can you see that? There we go. So, yeah, you can see like ERA, but like all these categories, like innings, all the same. ERA, and I don't know what's Justin's. I don't know what Steele's, if that's before or after yesterday's start. But yeah, Strider has a 3.56 ERA, Snell and Steele 2.25, 2.55. But Strider's got a low whip. Ks through 9, Strider leads that category. Steele has less by far. Like, look at Snell's walks per 9, 5.17. Steele is under 2. Home runs per 9. Steele 0.66. Strider's up over 1 home run per 9. Ks per walks. Strider leads that because he's got the high strikeout rate. Batting average. Steele's given up a 242. Snell only a 191. Strider at 203. And then opponent OPS 611 for Snell. So it's and I'm not sure if those are like up to date as of today, or if those were taken before Sunday's game. But it's a tough race. It's a tight race. Let's see. Dorky Angler says, well, Angel Baby, if that's the case, then she can leave. And I agree with Dorky Angler. Sounds like you won that battle. They're giving Strider a look because of the 100K more than Steele. Dorky Angler says that is what I would be saying if that happened to me, and I think I'd be with you. Max disagrees 100%. Plenty of women out there want to see emotion, and I agree with Max. Andy Mack, I'm going through some crap right now. Long story, but I was basically addicted to ripping, buying, breaking for a couple of years. I finally hit bottom, opened up to my wife, and am getting help. That's awesome. Not that you went through that, but it's awesome that you opened up and are now getting help. Love it. Flawed Thinker, I was wondering why someone on Discord was selling off their entire Julio Urias collection. I just saw why. What a shame. Yeah, speaking of struggles, I think that's is that his second domestic violence issue with Urias that we know of? We Yankees fans are a very welcoming lot. Come join us in our battle for truth, justice, and the American way. There's Uncle Rich dropping some knowledge. Ed Broder and Rob Broder are believed by some to be the same person. Really? Talk about some knowledge. I love it. Thankfully, I didn't ruin my family financially, but it's going to be a long road until I recover financially. That sucks. But you've got your Hobby Evolution family to help you out. You've got your family. You've got a good support system. Angel Baby. Gonna have to disagree there. I think someone did find Mr. Broder a couple of years ago and had a nice chat with him, which posted. Mark would rather wear a Phillies cap. Blake Snell picked the right time to have a Cy Young type season. Urias, not so much. Let's see. Max says a full point of ERA should be an auto disc wall. As a Justin Steele fan, I agree. Very sorry to hear about your friend. We just binged Dope Sick yesterday. Hits home. Yeah. Angel Baby says, by the way, I'm a JD who works in family law. So there you go. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're in an hour. I've got 300 and oh, wow. Somebody just came in and bought all my 78 Topps basketball. How about that? How about that? A lot of football sold. So hit the eBay store, subscribe to the channel, like this video, all that fun stuff. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. Already a hump day tomorrow, Wednesday. What else is this week? Thursday, I've got Club 400 with Sean Dunston. Friday morning will definitely be a late show because I'll be getting home really late Thursday night. But may skip Friday, may just go on later in the morning. So Friday, don't be surprised if there's no Hobby Evolution. So obviously no name the player on Friday. Saturday we'll go live, and then Sunday no show because I'll be setting up in St. Charles, Illinois. Let's throw that banner up real quick before we leave today. Shop my bargain boxes. I'll be at the Kane County Fairgrounds, St. Charles, Illinois this Sunday. And then a few weeks from now, I'll be at the Midwest premiere at the Indoor Sports Center down in Rockford, which is actually in Loves Park, Illinois, just borders Rockford. That's Saturday and Sunday, September 23rd and 24th. And then the next Madison card show coming up Saturday, September 30th. And I'll have my bargain boxes at all three of those shows this month. So, and I am working feverishly filling new boxes because I want to take brand new inventory to at least the next couple shows. And then my Madison inventory might just be picked through from Rockford and St. Charles. Let's see. There we go. So we'll leave with this good news. Dorky Angler found a Dominguez Chrome in the dollar box. That'll be going on eBay. Heck yeah. All right. Have a great one. Like, subscribe. See you tomorrow.